special edition of the If You Are My Brothers podcast. And tonight, we're not going to be on very long, but for the last maybe 6 or 7 months, we've been engaged in a fundraising campaign to continue the efforts that we're doing through our podcast, community outreach activities, our documentary. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who have made the commitment, the financial commitment to this project. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. We know times are hard. There's a lot of things on your plate, and for you to decide to invest in what we're doing really means a lot and continues to help us and encourage us as we go through this process of turning health awareness into health action when it comes to prostate cancer. Now, we do have a very special guest. I'm going to bring him on, or ask our producer Danny to bring him on in just a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds. We're not going to be that long. Cecil Bernard, good friend of mine. Cecil and I go back a ways, and we've been involved in different projects throughout the years. He is an abstract artist and what we call contemporary expressionist, and he has had no problem creating traditional art and all others. And Cecil, you are passionate about what you do. You know, we've had conversations about your work, and we've worked together for on different projects. You know, some of your work is on actual T-shirts that we've worked together on. And I just want to thank you, one, for taking the time and coming on the podcast, but more so, thank you for providing and donating this painting to If You Are My Brothers. People have asked about it. You know, it's right here in the background. It's been here every show. If you go back, there's your painting hanging out right there, right there. And so I want to just thank you. You know, we've talked before about your work, but you know, I did want to start just asking you. I looked in your bio. It says "artist to the stars," and I always see you posting stuff on social media, man. And you know, you're standing there with some athlete and or some person that I know. I was like, wow, and your painting is there. So tell me now, like right now, where's some of your stuff? You know, who's hanging, got your picture hanging on their wall somewhere. And I know you got a long list of clientele. So remember, we're only here for a few minutes.
It's always, it seems like every time it's time to name some of my celebrated clients that I always say, I wish I had said this person or that
With
person,
that
but
person. Yeah.
the maybe the top 5, 6, or 7 are, you know, Ludacris, Usher, uh, Dominique Wilkins, Magic Johnson, Wynton Marsalis, Alice Walker,
Wow.
uh, just a cross section of athletes and entertainers. Over 100 millionaires have my art, and a few billionaires. I'm
Yeah.
in some great collections. The University of Delaware, the University of Alabama, Oakwood University,
Mhm.
Fort Valley State University, a few of the collections, permanent collections that I'm in. Uh, and I'm always excited to to be connected with so many NFL, NBA, baseball, boxing, Roy Jones Jr. You know, just a cross section of people. You know, from governors to Loretta Lynch, the Attorney General, former Attorney General
Mhm.
of the United States, and just college presidents. Just I've been extremely fortunate. God has smiled on me, and you know, my I've been honored by 2 presidents, uh, the Biden White House and the Obama White House,
Mhm.
for my work with art and working with kids and mentoring young artists. And so I've just really been blessed along those lines.
Yeah, you hadn't gotten an invite from this White House yet, huh? Just thought I'd throw that out there. You never know, right? You never know.
If I got
Yeah.
invited to this White House, it would be national news.
Right, right. We
I
didn't
would
think
get
about that one.
right. They would kick me out. They would kick me out.
But I will say I remember I think I was in the Hyatt at a I think at an event downtown Atlanta, one of the larger hotels, and I saw your work um, there in the lobby uh, outside of the meeting room. And I was like, oh, and I looked at it because it's interesting. I saw it, and I said to myself, that's got to be Cecil Bernard. That just And sure enough, I walked up, and then your signature was was on there, and so that must be pretty cool is to walk
it,
in someplace and see your art hanging up there and
it is in any place of business, but it's not easy to be in a place like the Hyatt. Uh, well, you have to have some people that could get you into that collection, and you don't see a lot of original art in hotels that have real uniqueness. It's like huge furniture art, so to speak.
hmm
Usually, it's not fine art.
right.
I remember first time I saw it. One of my clients, one of the kingmakers of Atlanta, Dr. Tommy George,
hmm
he had a relationship with the Hyatt, and he donated uh, from his collection to the Hyatt before he passed.
hmm
And so that made it a really special thing because he was so well known in Atlanta.
Yes, he
And
was.
for
Yeah.
him to have done that before, and I remember the first time I saw it, it really took me away. His wife, I was at an event at the Hilton, and she said, "Let me show you something." And we walked over to the Hyatt and walked downstairs, and I was just
Because you
blown.
you didn't know it was there, did you?
I did not
Until
know
she
it was
showed it.
there.
Wow.
Two big paintings, and oh my goodness! And got to meet the general manager of the Hyatt. He said everybody loves those paintings, and they ask about them and they talk about them.
Mhm.
So I was really excited, and they're big. They're not little paintings. So
Well,
that
you're
was
known for. I've seen some of your work, and it's
yes.
it's like Then
Be-
you've got smaller pieces, but you also do some really
Well,
beautiful
because
work
I
as well.
paint without a brush, and that's my
That's right.
one of my claims to fame. Uh, because of that, it's easier to work big than small. So I
hmm
enjoy it. And as an abstract artist, I don't have to even think about a brush. I just get to have fun.
Right. Is there one painting? I know this is like asking you about your favorite child, but is there one that kind of stands out or that has a unique story behind it, like the one at the Hyatt with Tommy Dorch and him getting that in there for you? Is
Well,
there one?
the ones at the Hyatt are music pieces, but the painting that probably stands out the most to me that is sold is it's called The Face of History, and it's just the face of a black man, and it's just something about it that was charismatic, and
hmm
it has the most unique story probably of any of my art. This the first person that I showed it to was a white millionaire from Maine,
hmm
and he bought it, and so I'm supposed to deliver it. And so I told him I want to deliver it because I want to come to Maine.
Right.
And so I'm going to try to deliver this painting. And when I called to deliver it, they just kept handing the phone off to different people. And finally, this person said, "Who is this?" And I said, "This is Cecil Bernard." And they said, "Well, and what is this call about?" And I said, "I'm trying to deliver this painting." And he was saying, you know, he was in a one car accident and was killed. I'm like, what?
Mm.
And so
Oh, man.
he said I'm the attorney for the estate,
Right.
and he said the last thing these people need to see is a painting. And he
Mm.
said he said so, and the man had paid me some good money for the
He'd
painting.
already paid for it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So he said,
Wow.
well, if you sell it and you just feel like calling back, you can, but you know, you don't have to worry about that because they don't know about it. I don't want them to know about it. And so I kept it and resold it. And then the person that bought it the second time told me that they wanted to have it somewhere else, and they asked me if I
Mhm.
could keep it until they could move it to this other place, which was a whole different, like on an island somewhere. And they paid good money for it, and then they died.
I was gonna ask you, so they weren't in a car accident too, right? Are you
he,
serious? Wow.
he died, and then you know, I talked to his people, and they told me that I could just go ahead, and keep it because he was such a big art collector. They were trying to figure out what to do with his art. Now, I probably should have tried to talk them into keeping it, but it was like, if you all don't appreciate this, I want it, And
Right,
so
right.
then I ended up selling it again. So that painting
Now the
made
person that
a lot of
has it,
money.
who hasn't got it now, they're okay, right?
They're in good shape. They're
I'm
young.
just
They're young. They were really
okay,
taken with it. They really appreciated
okay.
it. So it was, but that piece is a strong piece. And actually, I make some clays of it, so I still have the impression of the first one.
Wow. Is there one was there ever been a time when you started something and you just stopped and started over? Or I see these scenes in the movie where the person's
Mhm.
painting and they just like, they just take a,
Oh
blue
yeah,
paint and just go back over it and just,
oh yeah, and that was one of them. That's what was interesting about it. I it was something else. It was a background, and it was the ugliest green color that I had ever used. And you know, I was buying paint from everywhere, and I was like, where did this ugly color come from? But anyway, I was looking at it, and I said, this is not going to work. And
right.
being an abstract artist, everything works. So I
Yeah.
stepped back from it, and I came back the next day, and I put the face in the painting, and it was just like, oh my goodness. And it just took a turn, and then I
Yeah.
I came back to it the next day, and I was like, oh, this is strong. And a lot of times your best work comes from work that you get stopped on, and you can't, you have to
Right.
you have to just leave it. But I've been
Mhm.
painting long enough to know if you leave it and come back, something will speak to
Something.
you.
Right, right,
So
right.
that's what happened with
Look,
this.
that's good advice for a whole lot of things, you know? Just just come back, leave it and come back to it.
Let it
Um,
go.
yeah,
Let
well,
it go.
let's talk about this particular painting. I have it behind me, but I'm gonna ask, Danny to put it on the screen so people can really get a good look at it. Um, what was your inspiration for this? Because we talked and I asked you if you would be willing to do something, and you graciously said yes. Anything I can do to help in this effort when it comes to prostate cancer awareness and health action. And then I didn't really I said, well, maybe use the logo as some kind of guide or something, and I just left it at that. And I remember when we met in what was it, the gas station at
Right.
QT right there on Northside Drive, and you handed it off. We were going to an event, a community engagement event, and we wanted to show it. And this event was like art and health, so it was kind of connecting the two. And I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is something special. Um, so what was your process? How did you just come up with this thing? And
Well, first of all, it was you were so inspirational with what you were doing, and I wanted to do something that would depict the name of the piece, which is the Brotherhood of Man. I
Mhm.
wanted to depict something that would show the brotherhood of man and how we are different and alike, how we are all colors, how we, uh, have all been through the same kinds of pain and
Yeah.
learning experiences and so forth. So the colors actually have values. Purple represents passion, blue represents discipline, green represents growth, orange and yellow represent the warm places in our life that take us through the darker places in our life, and gold represents success. And
Mm.
so all of those, factors were present. And I just wanted to show that we all go through the same kinds of stories. And for your ministry, for what you do, it doesn't have to hit you directly, but it hit somebody that you know.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to hit you today, it may hit you tomorrow.
Right.
And we all know of people who, you know, one day they were doing fine, and the next minute they were diagnosed, and the
Yeah.
next minute they were getting treatment. And so, I've had cancer running. I've had cancer running my family, and so I know you have to respect the process of having to deal with it. It's so prevalent, and so what you're doing is so big. I want to try to do something to match the energy that you put into caring about us getting tested.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I think that whoever gets this painting, it's going to be an inspiration to them, and it has been for all the people that have seen it when we've been out in the community, the people that have seen it in the background on the podcast. Even more so now that you have explained kind of the colors and your thought process behind it. And thank you so much for taking, not you're an abstract artist, so I mean, you could have just like put some paint on a canvas and said, "Oh,
It
here you go," and it has your name on it, so it's valuable now.
has value.
but but you took it, you thought about it, it came together, it connects us and the people that see it, and that just says that you put your heart and soul in it. We appreciate it. So before we, you know, make this big, and I have my hat here, by the way. This is the hat I normally wear, Cecil, on the podcast. It's not.
Wow.
It's upside down because it got a bunch of names in here,
Uh-oh.
and so we're gonna pull a name live on YouTube in real time in just a second. But one thing before I do that, I just wanted to ask you, what advice would you give to someone, a young artist coming up, nowadays? And I would say a lot of times as a parent, your child says, "I want to be an artist," and they look at you like, well, you want to be a what? You sure you want to rethink that? Maybe you want to be a doctor, lawyer, but you want to be an artist. So, what would you say to young artists that are, that out there trying to do their thing?
I would say that this is an incredible time to be an artist, and the more unique the times, the more people look
Mm.
for something somewhere outside of themselves.
Mhm.
And if I was going through something, I'd like to have something on my wall that spoke to me. Because I have to deal with this life every day.
Yeah.
One of the advantages of being an artist is that I'm in a very unique position, and that is my clients can never forget me. And that is a unique position because over time, people forget, you haven't seen somebody in 15, 20 years,
Right.
you forget
Yeah.
them. but they can't forgive me because they're looking at my art every
Every
single
day.
day. And so that's a big deal. And as long, and I try to tell young artists, if you just do the math, you should be an artist. I mean, it's the best that you can do because you get to create your own inventory, which is like creating money.
Oh, yeah.
And let's say, well, if you sell a painting for $2,000, which is not that great amount of money, this painting is worth more than $2,000. But
Right.
just if you sell a painting for $2,000 and you multiply that times 500, that's $1 million.
Yeah.
And so, what if you just sell a tenth of that? You still got $100,000.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you should look at it. Just do the math. If you
Right. Right.
sell a piece for $5,000, it's just 200 clients,
Right.
and you're a millionaire. So if you have the inventory, you have, you're already a leg up on other people, and you
Mm-hmm.
can always, all art has some value, no matter how small that value is. Even if
Right.
it's a poster and it's just worth $10, it's worth $10.
Yeah.
So, and so when you can have an occupation that touches people in those kinds of ways, then you should do it. And then today, Reggie, they are this digital art and AI. Even though it's
Yeah.
out there, we manipulate it. It doesn't manipulate us. We manipulate it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so we still, it's unlimited. And then uh, young people have an advantage because they've never been inside of a phone booth.
Right.
They,
A
they
what?
grew up, they grew up with these phones that do all of this work.
Yeah.
These phones are computers, and they grew up with this, and so they have a real advantage of the world knowing who they are.
Mm. And I like the fact that you addressed the struggling part too. You know, uh, that there's a way to monetize your talent and what you do. And I think the main thing is hey, just keep creating, right?
Yes,
Keep
absolutely,
putting out the inventory because it could to your point, it's original. Anything original that someone has made has value. So,
absolutely.
there's a sermon in there somewhere. So for
It
you,
is. It is.
because a lot of people don't know you're an ordained pastor too. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Um, well, I tell you what, we're not done yet. I got one more question to ask you, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do this drawing. I waited till the end to do it so people could stick around and learn more about you, Cecil. So with that, I
Can't
was
wait
gonna have my
myself.
wife do this, but she was like, "No, I'm not ready. It's the end of the day, and so I ain't gonna mess with her when she says no. I'm okay with it. So I got it. I'm like moving things around. I got my eyes closed, and there's one connected, and here we go. Oh, it goes to Tanya Lewis. All right, Tanya
Wow.
Lewis. Thank you. Wow, that's going to be I know she's going to be excited about that because I know her and I know that she's an art lover. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so Tanya,
That is exciting.
wow, that's something else. A lot of people in the hat I know, no family members by the way. So and nobody on the board, just to let people know. So it is probably pretty certain that somebody in there that I know connected somehow to me at some point. We worked together or went to school together or something like that. But yeah, Tanya Lewis
Oh, that's exciting.
is going to get the painting, and Cecil, I will also make sure that you get in contact with Tanya as well, because
Okay,
she may
yes, I would
be
love
interested.
to.
Yeah, she may be interested in getting, some others on the other side of the wall, man, to
But
match it.
also I deal with the wholesale framers, so I would like for her to hook it up. I want the pictures of where it finally goes, and
Okay. Yeah, we'll
also
do that.
and also let her know that I'm adding her to the list of the collectors of my art.
There you go. There you go. And I think she'll be a repeat customer for you, knowing Tanya. Well, thank you, Cecil. Now, how can people learn more about you, your work, you know, how to get your
Cecil,
work? Yeah.
Cecil Bernard Gallery.com is my website. CecilBernardGallery.com, and I am the number one Cecil Bernard on Google.
Okay.
So if you Google Cecil Bernard, the social media comes up, the gallery comes up, the Instagram, Facebook, you know. And
Right.
if you go to my website, it scrolls into my Instagram. So you'll get to keep seeing pictures and images and so forth. But I would
Okay.
love for people to follow me on Instagram, Cecil Bernard Artist. That would be great. Follow me on TikTok, Cecil Bernard Artist. Uh, on Facebook, Cecil Bernard, and then artist is in parentheses.
Okay.
If you go to Cecil Bernard Artist on Facebook, it won't be the page that I would be seeing that much. So go to Cecil Bernard, and then the artist is in parentheses on Facebook. But you'll see LinkedIn. I'm everywhere.
Yes, you are. And I will make sure that we have, the way to contact you in our show notes and
Okay.
also on our website. So we can make that
Now,
connection
now
as
I'm gonna
well.
say this before you go.
Hmm.
That picture looks so good behind you. We have to make sure there's a Cecil Bernard behind you on every podcast. So
Ah,
you and
okay.
I need to talk. We gotta have something colorful back there so you can
All
keep
right.
you can keep blowing it up with your outfits.
That sounds like a plan. I'm gonna hold you up. I'm gonna hold you to that now.
You can hold me to that. You're making me
Well,
look good in the background there.
hey man, hey, it's your work. I'm just trying to blend in. I'm just trying to make it work for me.
And you,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say you're also showing me why I did so good during the pandemic. Because when people had to start doing Zoom,
Hmm.
clients would have me, in the background, and then they would say, "Hey, somebody called me and said wherever I got that art, they want some." And I did so much business during the pandemic because of people like you. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to definitely work on having some more of your work over my shoulder. It's been a blessing and I think an inspiration to a lot of people, and we really appreciate it. And like I said, we'll have your contact information on the website and also in the show notes
Thank you
for
so
for
much.
this episode.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, Cecil, but stick with us for a second. And again, I want to thank Cecil for making this contribution. That as he mentioned, this is well worth more than $2,000. If you go on his website, you will see prices for his work, and we're just really been a blessing to be able to share this with you, and also for Miss Tanya Lewis to own a piece of Cecil Bernard's work. And now we want you to remind you that we will be back next week with a full episode, and in this is Black History Month, and in honor of Black History Month, we're going to be featuring the Center for Cancer Research and Therapeutic Development at Clark Atlanta University. Will have their executive director will be on with us. If you don't know about CCRTD, it's one of maybe the only research centers that's housed at an HBCU, and they specifically do research pertaining to prostate cancer among men of color. And they've been around for about 15 years or so, and we're gonna have the new executive director has been running the facility for maybe about 3 or 4 years now, and he's going to join us, and we're going to talk about the evolution of the center and the work they're doing and the young minds that they are uh, you know teaching. And these are researchers, as other people have said, and researchers have said to me that prostate cancer could be the founder actually of the PSA and his research team. He said that prostate cancer could be the first cancer that can be cured. And I think that these young minds are going to do that, and we're really excited. So again, join us right here on our YouTube channel live, LinkedIn live. We also will archive it on our YouTube channel, and then the following Wednesday, it will be on all of the audio podcast platforms. That's next Thursday, February 12th. I think I got that right, Danny. I hope, because you know me and dates, at 7 p.m. Eastern. We hope you join us. And on the second episode in February, we're going to talk about clinical trials. We're going to talk about people of color in clinical trials and the history and where we are now and how important it is for us to be involved in a lot of these clinical trials that are really turning um, cancer research and treatment around. So stick with us in the month of February, and we appreciate all of you who watch us. Please like and share. You can always go to our website, ifyouaremybrothers.org, and learn more about what we're doing and also support us. And there you can see the website there. Thank you, Danny. Danny's right on time. Um, we also have a number of ways that you can make a contribution, and maybe, just maybe, like Tanya, down the road, you might win another original painting by Cecil Bernard. I don't know. We'll have to see, but we want to thank everyone who's gone to the website, who's made a contribution, and just for your support, who's given us a shout out, who's shared and liked what we're trying to do. If you know someone who is going through their prostate cancer journey, whether or not they're in the middle of it, recently diagnosed, or doing maybe some watchful surveillance, take a look at our what we have archived on our YouTube channel, If You Are My Brothers, and it'll come up. So until next time, next Thursday, we hope that you will stay with us, pray for us, support us. And if you are my brothers, you'll share this message. Stay healthy. Peace.